good, you're still here. Okay, we're on to day 3. Welcome back to my 30-day security challenge. We have already organized our accounts, we wiped our old devices, and we started cleaning up our online footprint. But today we are stepping out of the cloud and into the real world because physical security is just as important as your online privacy. Because if your address, your mail, your phone number gets exposed, it can undo a lot of the work that you have already done online. So let's start talking about protecting your real-world identity, setting up a secondary mailing address, using burner phones or SIMs, and a few pro tips to keep your personal information off the grid. What's up, s'mores? I'm Shannon Morse, and welcome to day 3 of my 30-day security challenge, where we protect your digital life one bite-sized step at a time. If you are following along, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. You can also grab the full 30-day challenge checklist and some notes over at shannonrmorse.com. Now, when people think about hacking, they usually imagine somebody in a hoodie behind a computer screen, but honestly, one of the first steps for any hack to happen is data reconnaissance. This is what happens if a stranger can find your home address, your phone number, or your routine. Then they can dox you, they could stalk you, or even socially engineer access to your accounts. So the goal today is not to give you paranoia, it's to prevent these things from happening. You're just putting a little privacy bubble between you and the rest of the internet. It is the same reason we put passwords on our home Wi-Fi networks. I do think that a lot of people underestimate how physical data leaks can cause digital problems. Like, have you ever gotten one of those pre-approved credit card letters in the mail? Those are kind of gold for identity thieves, and all it takes is one little data broker entry with your real home address for somebody to find out where you live. Now, if you have ever Googled yourself, by the way, if you haven't, do it, it's kind of fun, you might have seen your name, your address, or even like relatives show up, and that's what we're gonna fix today. This is also super important for creators, small business owners, remote workers, because your home address might be tied to your domains, business filings, or shipping records. So let's fix that. So there are going to be 3 parts to today's video, with the first one being all about data brokers. Today's video is actually sponsored by DeleteMe, which is a company that I have personally been a customer of for years. They make everything I'm about to talk about in this video much easier to manage, and I also have a coupon code exclusively available for my viewers. A lot of those people search type of search engine websites, they publish your personal information. Things like your name, your address, your phone number, even family members. These databases scrape public records, they resell your data, they just take advantage of it without your consent. You have probably seen the data broker sites if you Google yourself. They pop up with your information, and if you can see your own info whenever you Google yourself, so can everybody else. It's really creepy. These companies then scrape public records to create profiles on you with everything from your name, address, birthday, old jobs, phone numbers, anything you can think of. And these sites pull info from property records, DMV databases, business filings, marketing, data leaks, and more. Even if it's technically legal for them to do so, it's still unsettling. Now, you can manually opt out of each and every site. The problem is, a lot of these sites make it incredibly annoying to do so. They make you jump through hoops, send an email or a letter, send in a picture of your ID, and given that there are hundreds of these sites now, I'm not even joking, just like look at this list, there's so many of them. It's impossible for one human to stay on top of this, along with just living your life and trying to take care of normal day-to-day things. I'll tell you a story. When I was young and naive, I once had a viewer text me and tell me they found my phone number online. This was like right when I was starting my career as an online content creator. It was very disturbing and kind of parasocial, but I did appreciate them letting me know. After that, I asked my information security friends, my friends that worked in like agencies and stuff, how to fix that problem, and they recommended that I sign up for this service called A-Bind's DeleteMe. They will do the removals for you, they keep your data off those sites on a routine basis, and that freed up my time and it allowed me to not stress about where my data was. DeleteMe is a privacy service that automatically removes your personal information from hundreds of data broker sites, and they keep doing it all year long, just in case it reappears somewhere in the future. Now, I use it personally. I recommend it for anybody who wants to stop stalkers and scammers or data miners from digging into your personal life. You can use the code SNUBS for 20% off and see how DeleteMe can help you take your online privacy to the next level. That's an exclusive discount just for my viewers. Hit up joindeleteme.com/morsecode to sign up today. Once you start removing data from data brokers, you will probably notice that they keep on getting your data from somewhere, so where is it coming from? Well, if you've deleted your old accounts and devices from day 2 of this challenge, then you can now just focus on updating the information for the accounts that you actually use. Since lots of sites and services sell our data to third parties, including data brokers, we should flood those sites with data that doesn't just hand out our personal information, shouldn't we? Now, before I move on to the next step, if you are finding this video helpful, a subscribe would mean so much to me. A subscribe is a very simple and free way to support creators on YouTube. So if you're following along with this challenge, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss tomorrow's video. You can also grab my full checklist of daily recaps over at shannonrmorse.com. Big Patreon shout out as well to my s'mores. You can join them and support my channel by going over to patreon.com/shannonmorse for perks like early video access and my private Discord. As usual, all the videos on my channel are free to watch, and I thank my YouTube members and my patrons for making that possible. Okay, this brings me to step number 2, which is setting up a secondary mailing address. Instead of giving out your home address to every single online order that you make, subscriptions, packages, set up a secondary address. And you do have several options in this case. First off, we have PO boxes. They're very simple, they're secure, and they are probably more affordable than other options. Just note, since these are run by USPS, some companies will not be able to ship to a PO box. Another option will be your PMB or your private mailbox service. Places like the UPS store, iPostal 1, Anytime Mailbox, those give you a real street address, which works better for deliveries, because then you can get packages shipped from all the different carriers instead of just one with PO boxes. Then we have virtual mailboxes. If you travel a lot or you run a business, you can get your mail scanned and forwarded digitally. Services like Earth Class Mail offer this for a fee. You can also search online for comparisons and the best option for you based on where you live. Physical locations such as private mailboxes or PMBs, they have that added benefit of deterring package theft and porch pirates, because packages are locked away by the business and you have to physically pick them up yourself. In my life as a content creator, I have a private mailbox service that I can use for product reviews, for PR, for business mail. That ensures that if a PR company or a device manufacturer is not storing my data correctly, they can only leak my PMB, not my home address. Now, bonus tip, use your new mailing address on everything that doesn't legally require your home address, like online shopping, fan mail, public domain registrations, pretty much everything you can think of. Since this is a paid service, look into all those different options that you have. For example, if a family member has an office you could send mail to, ask them if you can send your mail there. If you run a business, a mailbox service might be a business expense. But disclaimer, I'm not a tax accountant, so speak to your tax advisor about those. Step number 3, get a burner or a new SIM. So next up is going to be your phone number. We give out our numbers constantly, and that makes them one of the easiest ways to identify or track someone. Your phone number is one of the most abused identifiers out there. It's used for verification, recovery, 2FA, marketing, data brokerage, and unfortunately for phishing and scams. I am sure that we've all gotten some kind of weird text messages or phone calls that are marked as spam at one point or another, likely because a scammer found our phone number on a data broker site, which again is why I recommend DeleteMe so much. So this is what I would recommend. For public or semi-public use, keep a separate burner number that you can use for giveaways, forums, or subscriptions. For personal or private use, only close friends, family, and business partners get your real number. I prefer using a real number for two-factor authentication if a site still does not accept authentication codes in a more secure form. I will talk more about 2FA in a future video. Another pro tip, never tie your burner number to your main email or payment account. accounts. Keep all of those separate. If that phone number ever gets spammed or leaked, you can delete that burner number and your real one stays safe. That way you don't run the risk of somebody using your burner number to hack into your email or your main payment accounts. Now, luckily, there's a lot of places where you can get burner numbers from. Those include places like Google Voice, which is free, it's reliable, and it's easy to manage. Hushed is another great option for short-term use or international numbers. And there's also a lot of all-in-one privacy services, which also offer private and encrypted email, virtual payment card numbers, and more. I have tried a couple of these services myself, but I would love to hear your recommendations down below. All right, step number 4 is limiting future data leaks. Now that your mail and your calls are locked down, let's talk about a few physical privacy habits that go a really long way. Shred sensitive mail like bank statements or medical information before tossing them. Opt out of data broker sites with DeleteMe like we talked about earlier. Avoid sharing location tags in real time on social media. Post that vacation photo after you get home so nobody knows when you're actually home or when you're leaving. Also, so people can't find you while you're on vacation. Label packages with your alternate address whenever you're selling or trading items online. And if you do post unboxings or mail hauls on social media, or you take a picture of your packages, rip off shipping labels or make sure to cover them up. Use a secondary email address too for online shopping and to give out publicly. Make sure that new account is also secure, so don't reuse a password on it. Set up 2FA, more on those soon. Another thing you can do is use a registered agent or an LLC for business ownership to keep your name off of public filings. And lock down your voter registration or DMV info if your state allows address privacy programs. On your laptop, make sure you have some kind of privacy screen on the laptop and also on your phones whenever you work in public, so people can't be peeping over your shoulder on your monitor. Also, I wanted to mention cars. Cars now collect a ton of telemetry data, so look into disabling always-on location tracking and opting out of manufacturer data collection, and don't save your home address into your car's built-in map or put it into rentals. That stuff gets saved on there, man, and anybody else in that car can see where you live. Now, once you've got a new set of secondary profile information, update all of your online accounts with that new info. These are relatively small changes, but they make it a lot harder for somebody to connect your online persona with your real-world location. This is a big set of tasks that over time have a big privacy benefit. You will start noticing that if your data is sold to third parties like data brokers, it's your secondary information being populated, not your home address and private phone number. Tomorrow, we're going to dig into home network security, so that includes Wi-Fi safety, router settings, and how to stop strangers from snooping on your connection. And again, a huge thank you to DeleteMe for sponsoring this video. Use my link joindeleteme.com/morsecode for 20% off and my coupon code SNUBS. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay smart, stay secure, and I will see you tomorrow for day number 4. Bye, y'all.